Today I'll be sharing with you 4 completely free Mac apps that will not only make your productivity skyrocket, but will also make your work more enjoyable and make you want to keep working, give you a more frictionless experience. So, hello everyone, my name is Abdullah. I work in tech. I'm also pursuing a graduate degree in computer science, and I also build productivity apps on the side. So, today I'll be sharing with you 4 Mac apps. These Mac apps are completely free. I'll also give you some alternatives each if you'd like as well, if you're using Windows, for example. And the main goal of this video is to give you apps that cover 4 different aspects of your digital work. So the first one will cover your OS, so how to make Mac OS more friendly to productivity, you can say. The second one is how to make your internet experience a bit better. So I'll share with you a browser that I've been using that I really enjoy. The third one is for your daily life, how you can keep track with your habits and live a more fulfilling life. And the last one is how to make this all more enjoyable. So when you're on your computer, when you're on your desktop, how you can just make that experience a little bit more enjoyable. So if you like watching this, if you like this kind of video, feel free to subscribe and continue seeing videos like this from me in the future. So let's get into it. I'll be sharing my screen and I'll share these 4 apps with you one by one. Let's go. Okay, so we're on my desktop right now. I'll share my screen and I'll show you all of these apps that I've been talking about. So let's get right into the first one. So the first app that I'd like to share with you is this app called Rectangle. So Rectangle is a completely free app for your Mac. And what this app does is it helps you split your screen. So for example, you can split your screen right or left, and you can do it very seamlessly. You can add keyboard shortcuts. Let me actually show you some of the keyboard shortcuts that I have. Basically, if you press Control, Alt, right or left, you can snap the window to the right half or the left half of your screen. And this is very useful. For example, if you're doing some work, for example, if you're coding, if you're taking notes, if you're a student, this is very helpful. If you're working tech, like I do, this is very helpful. You can have an IDE on one side, some documentation on the other, or maybe an AI tool on the right. So this is very useful, and especially the keyboard shortcuts are very useful. You don't need to go into the default Mac to full screen and then add another window here to the side. You can just do it directly. You can have your dock showing at all time, and it's still adaptable. You can move your windows around however you want. So this is a very useful app that I use all the time. Now, the best part about this is not just the split screen and the keyboard shortcuts, it's that you can customize how you want to split your screen. You can do halves, of course, but what I like to do sometimes even more is 2/3 and 1/3, and you can do that as well. So for example, you can go 1/3 on one screen, 2/3 on the other. So it's very helpful. If you want, you can also do multiple third screens. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, honestly, but it's possible if you want. So that was the first app. I use this very often. I use this pretty much all the time, every day. The only time I would actually use the full screen version and use that as a split screen if I want to get really focused work done. But if I'm multitasking and I want to keep it adaptable, Rectangle is the app that I use to split my screens. So that was the first app that I use. The second one, you're probably looking at it already right now, is for your browser. Now, the browser that I use is Dia, and there are a couple of reasons why I use Dia. So first of all, it is an AI integrated browser. So if you're interested in something, you don't need to go, if you're more curious about something and you want to search something up with an AI, you don't have to go to ChatGPT or some other app like Claude or something. You can directly ask Dia about it and it'll give you an answer. You could be like, what app is this? And Dia has a built-in AI. It'll answer for you. You can give it tab context. You can give it multiple tabs context, and it'll give you the answer right away. So that's a nice thing to have about Dia, but that's not the reason why I use Dia the most. The reason why I like Dia is also for split screen reasons, and it is because you can go to multiple split screens within the same app. So within Dia, I can just press Control Shift equals, and I can open a split within the tab, and the tab stays. You can go to another tab, you can go back, and now there's a split screen tab, and you can add up to 4 of these, which I find very useful. So for example, like this, you can just open multiples of these. You can resize them. It's very useful if you're doing something a little bit more complex and you want to have more tabs open. So that's another reason why I like Dia a lot. Now another reason why I like Dia a lot is you can easily copy the URL. So you can press Command Shift C. It copies the URL directly, and you can post it wherever you want. Maybe let's say you're using Slack, or you're sending something to your friends or your coworkers. You can do that very easily. So yeah, it's just Command Shift C. It's not a big deal. You can obviously just go to your address bar and copy it and do that. But this is just much easier. You'll have just a more seamless experience doing this. So those are the reasons why I mostly use Dia. The last one is it's a little bit more CPU efficient compared to Chrome or Safari or other apps. Maybe not Safari depending on your Mac, but this is a very lightweight browser. An alternative to this can be Arc browser, but Arc browser I find is very CPU intensive. It can sometimes slow down your Mac a little bit. The reason why is because all of your tabs are synced between each window, which is not the case for this or Chrome or any other browser. So yeah, this is a very similar browser to Arc, but just much more CPU efficient. Another cool thing you can do with Dia is you can make it. You can have a sidebar instead of a top window. So you'll see all your tabs in a sidebar. You can have a very clean top bar. It's just more. It's just better for reading if you want to do that. I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference. I just keep it at the top. But yeah, you can do that if you want, which is not something you can do with Chrome or Arc browser. So yeah, that's the second app that I use often, and it's completely free. Dia is completely free. The AI in it is also completely free. They do have a premium version, I believe, but I don't think you really need it for most purposes. So that was number 2. Number 3 is a productivity app that I've built myself, actually. It's called Habitually, so it's habitually.app. And what this is basically just GitHub grids for your habits. You can log your habits, see when you're doing them, just keep a visual track of them. The reason why this exists is the same reason why GitHub exists. You want to see trends. You want to make sure you're filling up your grids. It's a sense of accomplishment, but you can also see when you're not doing it, and just hold yourself more accountable. It's just a very visual way to track your habits. If you're doing something like Notion or a to-do list, once a habit is done, you basically just don't see it anymore, and you just go to the next day. But this is good. This is good for recurring habits that you want to do over and over again. That's why I built this. You can add as many habits as you want. You can customize colors. You can basically customize what you want your grids to look like. It's a very easy way to keep track of your habits. Another thing, what you can do with Habitually is you can track your mood, so you can see how you're feeling throughout the day, every day how you're feeling. You can basically just self-report how you're feeling, if you had a good day, just an okay day, or you struggled that day, and it just logs it for you. Now, the mood tracker doesn't just stop there. You can correlate it with your habits and see which habits make you feel good, what makes you struggle more. Um, but you obviously need to log more data to see those kind of things. Now, these are cool things to have. I don't check these every day. I do this probably once or twice a week. What I do use regularly is just the daily checklist. So you can put in recurring habits that you want. You just do them every day. Every day it just resets. You can do them again. So you have your daily checklist. You knock these out. These are the most important things in your day. For me, it's just four things. It's just my life admin tasks that I have to do every day. I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with that. My health and fitness. So running and working out, I have to do those every day. And one thing I need to be more consistent with is trying to reach out with and connect with everyone in my family. And I like to do that every day. So yeah, it just resets every day. It makes sure you have a good daily routine. The core parts of your day that you're. It just makes sure you're doing those every single day. Now, number 4 is not exactly an app per se, but it is completely free, and it's something that will give you a lot of benefit, especially when you're on your computer and when you're working, and that is lo-fi classical music. Now, you can find a ton of these online, and they're completely free. They're usually an hour long, sometimes 2 hours long. Dark academia classical music is also really good. I just find lo-fi classical music very, very enjoyable to listen to. And there's a very important reason why I do this. And it's backed by science as well. There's some bro science here as well. So first of all, classical music does not have any lyrics, so it's not going to distract you as much as, like, let's say, pop music or hip hop or rock music. You're not going to be immersed so deeply in the lyrics. You'll just enjoy the lo-fi background music with classical music, which is why I prefer it to other types of music just when I'm working. And that's more of the bro science stuff. Now, when you look at the actual science, classical music promotes neuroplasticity, so it'll be easier for you to learn new things, do cognitively intensive tasks like coding or studying. And this is all backed by science. You can read this research paper here as well if you'd like. But yeah, this is a very, very good way to just open up your mind, make it a little bit, get your juices running a little bit, get on some hard tasks, knock them out in a very enjoyable way. It's really good for your emotional regulation, physical regulation, just cognitive ability, which is why I use this as my go-to type of music when I'm working. So there you have it, guys. 4 free Mac apps that'll help boost your productivity, make your digital work more enjoyable. Now, what I recommend is don't use all of these at once. Pick the ones that are most important for your work right now. So if you're having trouble with your OS, just use Rectangle first, or if you're interested in your browser experience more, just pick Dia first. Pick one that you want to try first, and then incorporate more apps. If you're watching other videos as well, don't just completely change your digital experience. Introduce one thing at a time and see how you feel first. If you like it, then go with it, move on to the next one. If you don't like it, don't just change everything at once. So yeah, just pick one thing at a time. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I'll be sharing more apps that I use on a day-to-day basis that can help you boost your productivity, as well as analog tools and overall just ways you can boost your productivity. So if you like this, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.